Shit. This is what I'm feeling like. Da 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 da. Let me tell you what I'm feeling like. Da 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 da.
Yo, what up, dope people? Like to welcome you back to the Keep It a C No podcast. I am your boy Brown. To the left of me, I got
Vito.
We got a lot going on. We got a lot of Philly talk today. We're going to go all around. We're going to see, we got a lot of current new talent in the city. So, we're going to see how we feel about some of the talent. Vito, a lot of your replies be real funny comedy. Top 5 current comedians from Philly. Keep it a C note with us. Who you got?
Well, my number one.
You gonna start at 1, huh?
All right, we're gonna start at 5.
Boys, count it down.
My number 5. I'm gonna go with an old veteran. I seen him live. I still think he's funny as shit because his comedy is. If I was a comedian, that most likely would be my style of comedy. I'm gonna go with Buck Wild.
Yeah, shout out Buck Wild. I like Buck Wild.
My number 4. Dom Dukes. He funny as shit, especially with that with the dick sucking in Jones. You ever seen that?
Nah.
I'm gonna put you on. Yo,
nah, yeah, you gotta put me on.
My number 3 is Funny Boy Quill.
Okay.
Funny Boy Quill, one of the funniest boys to me coming up.
Right.
My number 2 is Tiz 215.
Right.
Yeah, I think he out of the young guys on Instagram, I think he the best one.
Right.
And I'm gonna go with my number 1 strictly because he's been doing it for a long time, but he's not really mainstream like a Kevin Hart. But I'm gonna go with Michael Blackson.
Okay. You ain't really go left yet. My number 5, I'm gonna go Tiz. And shout out Buck Wild. Buck Wild, I didn't put Buck Wild in my list because he was a vet. I also didn't put Kevin Hart in my list, and I wanted to put more the IG guys, but I went more so with the guys that I know are funny on IG and that I've seen them do stand up somewhat or at least once or twice. So Tiz would be my number 5. My number 4, I don't know if you ever heard of Pretty Smiles.
No.
From Tevin Thompson. He's funny as hell. He don't do as many skits on IG and all that, but stand-up comedy, he's definitely funny. My number 3, I got Chris Kennedy.
Yeah, I fuck with Chris.
Yeah, I got Chris Kennedy at number 3. My number 2 is Yoba the funny man. You know who that is?
I heard that before.
He do the skits with on the bus and all that. He be acting as the young boy, Muslim boy. But I'm gonna put you on.
You know who I forgot? My man. The fuck is his name? Marley Cobain. I'm gonna
Marley.
I'm gonna put. I gotta take Michael Blackson off because, like I said, he's not the more up and coming guy. So I'm gonna put I ain't putting him as 1, but I'm gonna put Tiz as 1. And I'm gonna just throw Marley in the mix.
Okay. Well, yeah, Yoba. I'm gonna put you on Yoba the funny man. I think that's his name on IG. But I seen his stand-up show with the number 1. The only reason why I put him at number 1 because he's also a vet, Michael Blackson. Mm-hmm. But you know what I mean. I still see him doing shows with the local guys. You see what I'm saying?
Who that?
Michael Blackson. Mm-hmm. Like most of these guys that that was on my list the first time I seen them at a Michael Blackson show. Right. You know what I mean? And that's Pretty Smiles, Yoba. There's a couple other, because it's the female. Her name is Monet. I don't know if you ever heard of her. She funny, too. So, yeah, we got a lot of talent on the comedy side in Philly. And I was going to say, being as though IG is a new lane for, to do stuff. Remember they had Peanut Live 215? Mm-hmm. Is that would you consider that the comedy lane?
Yeah, I would.
Because shout out to MF and Fame, because that Famous Corner, Fame ain't a comedian or nothing, but that famous corner, them skits
funny.
that he do, funny as hell. So, that's definitely one of my honorable mentions. For sure.
And it's funny because it's more so on the real side of things, but being as though it's made like a cartoon.
Right. So shout out Mother effing Fame, my guy. Since we talking comedians, now let's go actors.
Mm-hmm.
Who you got, Vito? Top 5 actors from Philly right now.
Well, my number 5, I think she's funny. I'm gonna go with Tina Fey.
Okay.
My number 4, and he actually surprised me, like, because we all know he's a funny guy, but as far as serious roles, like the role he played when he was like a caretaker for the guy in the wheelchair, I don't know if you ever seen that.
I don't know who you're talking about because you didn't name that.
Oh, well, I'm getting to that. Kevin Hart.
Okay.
Do you seen the movie when he played caretaker?
I seen parts of that movie.
Yeah, he played that good, and it was the role he just had with him and Wesley Snipes.
Okay.
Like, he played that good. My number 3 is Bradley Cooper.
Okay.
I'm a fan of some of his shit. My number 2 is Kevin Bacon. Like, he just got a whole lot of classic shit.
Okay.
And number 1 is Will Smith.
Okay.
That should be self-explanatory.
Yeah. Well, I want to amend my list because when you sent me the topic and you said current, I'm like, Kevin Bacon was definitely on my list, but it was like, he not really in nothing newer.
He is. He got a show called On the Hill now.
I forgot about that. Yeah. I watch On the Hill. That's a good joint. That's with the black boy from Leverage. Yeah. That's my. All right, so I'm amending my list because I couldn't find nobody. I was gonna give an oop to the young boy Jabari Banks, Bel Air, new kid.
He from Philly?
Yeah, he from West.
Oh, I ain't know that. I would have put him on there.
Yeah, I was gonna give him props. He's still Kevin Bacon gonna be my honorable mention. No, Jabari Banks my honorable mention. My number 5 then will be Eve. And the reason why I give it to Eve, just on the strength of her role on Barbershop, I know she got the thing she does now with Brandy and all them.
Yeah,
she got the show.
Did you ever watch her show, Eve?
Yeah. I used to watch Eve too. Yeah, so shout out to Eve. She would be 5. Number 4, I would put Kevin Bacon. Number 3, I also had Bradley Cooper, American Sniper. That's one of my good joints that I like to watch. Number 2, I debated going back and forth with the number 2 because you always say I live in the moment. Right now, to me, Kevin Hart is the it guy. Like, he can play every role, but I'm still going to put him at number 2. I still got Will number 1, even though a lot of his newer movies lately have been like duds almost.
But as far as with the living in the moment with Kevin Hart, you're not really living in the moment because Kevin Hart got a long list of shit.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is when you say he got a long list of stuff, it's still like probably not there with Will stuff yet. You know what I mean? That's why I didn't want to say live in the moment. So what's your thoughts, people? If you're from Philly, what's your top 5 comedians right now? Keep it a C-note with us. Also, top 5 actors from Philly. Let us know who you got. Keep it a C-note with us. Vito, let's go on to rappers. Top 5 current. We going current, right?
Right.
Top 5 current rappers from Philly. Who you got?
Now, before I go, disclaimer. Meek Mill is a current Philly rapper. But we talking about guys, the up-and-coming guys.
Up-and-coming guys, yeah.
Now, my man brought something to my attention and said, now the list I made, he said a couple of guys weren't Philly born.
Yes.
But I still put these guys on my list because they Philly rappers.
Okay.
So, I'm going to go with number 5, Drew Boy.
Okay.
Now, I fuck with Drew Boy because, gangster shit is probably the main shit I listen to as far as rap. But sometimes you got to listen to some other shit. And he give you a little bit of both.
Yeah, Drew Boy the one with the do all the animated stuff, right?
My number 4, OT the Real. He's like a classic old school rap type boy that I fuck with. Malik Moss, number 3.
Okay.
My number 2 is the boy Ryder. Like my man Kyle put me on Ryder. He got some shit. He definitely fire.
Yeah, he fire.
And my number one is KP. And KP is my number one for this reason. Because when I be watching his skits on IG, this motherfucker is actually making songs about real life situations and he's acting them out at the same time. And when he did that Casanova challenge, that boy got some shit with him.
Yeah, shout out KP. I mess with KP. Now, disclaimer on my list. Because KP and OT the Real, to me, they're top 5 on any list that we're talking right now. But they're not from Philly. You know what I mean? So I didn't put them on my list, but not to take nothing away from them. Number 5 on my list, I'm going to go Core.
Okay.
I think Core been consistent. He give you good music. He got a huge fan base. Core has a huge fan base. And like I said, at first, I didn't really like his music, but Core got better over the years, and he makes good music. My number 4, I'm going to go Leak Moss. I think I've always thought Leak Moss was the hottest one at OBH. I know Ab had the name, and Dark Low was admin, so, you know, they had a lot of things going where he got the extra luck. But since Leak Moss came home, whenever he came home, because I remember early on Twitter when Leak Moss used to still send everybody his music out, like, for people to listen. I remember for years I used to be like, yo, he the best one at OBH, and people be like, nah, he ain't the best one. But he really can rap, so that's my number 4. My number 3, a female, and she destroys everything, the girl Rocky.
Yeah.
Shout out Rocky.
What's her slogan? What's something bitches hero?
Fake bitches hero.
The chick Tierra Wax, she fired too.
Yeah, we got a couple females from the city that's hot. We definitely gotta.
Let me give an honorable mention as far as females. She rap and sing. Bree Steves.
Yeah, shout out to Bree Steves. She another one. Yep, she definitely good money. So Rocky was my number 3. Got bars, got the following and all that. Yeah, and she made good songs. So my number 2 was Ryder. You know what I mean? I feel what you say. I forget. I can't think. Somebody put me on Ryder. I think it might have been. I think it might have been one of my cousins put me on Ryder. Then I was just hearing stories about how when he was in the jails, like he was killing every cipher. Nobody wanted to spit with him and all that. So yeah, he definitely got a movement going on. He definitely got bars. You know what I mean? So that's my number 2. My number 1, I didn't hear him on your list. But I think Young Boy got the total package as far as he can rap, he can make songs, he got a crazy following. Leaf Ward. I like Leaf Ward.
Leaf Ward was originally on my list, but I felt like most of the guys on the list was kind of similar as far as their style of rap, and you just need a change. And like that's why I put Drew Boy on there, because I can't hear too much of the same shit all day, every day.
Right. Well, me personally, if you see my list, because honorable mentions, I got honorable mentions like the kid K Walker to do the battle stuff. K Walker, a lot of people be hating on K Walker. K Walker's hot.
I never heard K Walker.
I'll put you on, send you some of his stuff.
If you talking about in the battle, you fuck with Easy the Block Captain?
Yeah, Easy the Block Captain.
Easy be flaming shit.
Easy the Block Captain is also hot. But of course, I'm still old school mentality, and like you be saying, I'm biased all the time. So when I'm going to say artists, I'm going to give you artists that rap. Mm-hmm. Like, don't get it wrong. Like OT the Real, the last joint with the Irishman joint, when that joint came out, fire. Like we got a lot of dudes from the city that can go, especially the newer guys. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But those are the guys from me, like, that I can relate to, that actually bars. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So shout out to everybody. Who you got, people? Top 5 artists, rap artists from Philly right now, the up and coming people. Yeah, because we ain't mentioned like the Quillies and all them. Cause
Yeah, because they've been they established.
yeah, I know they established. So, but he's another one. Quilly hot as hell too.
Yeah, Quilly fired.
You know, like we definitely got the talent on the rap scene. All right, let's finish it up, Vito. Since we went all Philly 215, let's go NBA. Keep it a C note. Who's the top 5 players in the league right now? The NBA. That's from Philly. Who you got?
All right. My number 5, DeAndre Hunter.
Okay.
I feel like he could be high on the list, but Atlanta doesn't use him like they should.
Like they do all Philly people.
Yeah.
When they come to the NBA. Because
he's definitely a ball. He do a little bit. Hey, he can rebound. He can score. He can shoot. He tough. He big. He can post. They just don't use him like that. Like they need to. My number 4, Mikal Bridges.
Okay.
I like him because he just like utility knife. The ball get busy. He do a little bit of everything. He can shoot. He can defend. You know what I'm saying? Okay. And he actually play his part. They actually use him like he should be used.
Yeah.
My number 3 is Markieff Morris.
Okay.
I feel like out of both of the brothers, I feel like he's a better 3-point shooter, but he plays more of a big man game. My number 2 is Marcus Morris.
Okay.
Because once he came to the Knicks, I really seen what his game was like. And that boy definitely get busy. And my number 1 is Kyle Lowry.
Okay, so we got the same list. It's just our list is flipped around a little bit.
Right.
Just a little bit, because I do have DeAndre Hunter at 5 as well. At number 4, though, I got Markieff Morris. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And I'm more so basing it off of right now. Mm-hmm. Not their career or nothing, just right now. Number 3, I got Marcus Morris. Number 2, I got Kyle Lowry. Number 1, out of everybody right now in the league from Philly and out of all the guys that get the opportunity, Mikal Bridges is the best player in the league. He does, like you just said, he does a little bit of everything. And I actually think he can do more if he wasn't on that loaded team that he's on.
I think Hunter would, if he was on the right team, he would be number 1. He got the potential to be the number 1 player from Philly.
It's just, I don't know. To me, DeAndre Hunter has more of that, like, old school. Is he a 4? Is he a 3 game? Yeah. Like, Mikal Bridges' game is more fluid. He handled the ball a little bit better. He can run off the screen and just catch and shoot. Like, so that's why I would say right now, that's my number 1 guy.
I ain't mad at that.
You know what I mean?
I definitely fuck with Bridges.
What's your thoughts, people? Keep it a C-note with us right now in the NBA. Players from Philly. Who's your top 5? Let us know.
And I know the Sixers is sick for passing that up when y'all picked him.
Picked him and then traded him for somebody that didn't do nothing in college but dunk.
And they don't got it no more.
Nobody got it. He ain't in the NBA no more. That was one of them dumb moves by the Sixers. Whoever the GM probably ain't around from back then. Whoever made that move,
he's somewhere else though.
Wait, was Elton Brand still there? We gotta look that up. Was Elton Brand a part of that, man? Was he here for that? We definitely got to look that up, man, because I don't know. So listen, Vito. Mm-hmm. We've been going back and forth for weeks about this 2004 Olympic team. So let's just end all the debating right here. You know, I say that if certain players would have played, that certain players wouldn't have made the team. Let's stop.
But hold on, but I say if a different coach would have been coaching, it wouldn't have needed certain players.
I mean, to me, the way that team was constructed, bro, to me, I don't think. I mean, you could say what you want about Larry Brown, but they just didn't have the team.
That's true.
To me.
But they still could have won if they would have played the right lineup. That's all.
The only way I think they could have won with that same team is if you take any one of them wing players on and add one of the wing players like Mac, Kobe, But that lineup right there, it would have been hard for any coach to win with that lineup. Me personally.
I don't believe that.
That's what I think. Because they just had the wrong team there. They had guards that wanted to shoot first, not the best shooters. They had wing players that really can't shoot like that. You know what I mean? They had all the same type big men, basically. So, you know, to me, I think it would have been harder. But forget all of that. If you could pick that 04 team and nobody's going to turn you down, we're talking about, we're not basing it off of how these guys are now, how they were back then, that year. Who would you have? What would your 12 be? And if you take off, you know, if you take off the Mecca, the college player, you got to have another college player.
I'm going to leave the Mecca on since you like said he was the choice from the college players.
Okay, a Mecca wouldn't make my team.
No, he wouldn't make my team either, but I'm going to leave him on there since he was, because I don't even remember who really came out of college.
I looked it up. I'm picking somebody else.
All right, but I'm going to leave him on there because they still could have won with him. I would have left everybody on. But I would have took a couple, like, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people off. I would have took Richard Jefferson off.
Why would you have taken Richard Jefferson
because
off?
I'm better than Richard Jefferson.
Oh. Get this man an Uber, man.
For one, I would have took Richard Jefferson off because Richard Jefferson, let me see, how can I say this? He's not even a top anything of any position of any accolade. He's just
I won't debate that.
Plug and play type of player. Now don't get me wrong, Richard Jefferson played his role.
He was a great role player.
Whatever his role is, but he not nobody represent the USA.
Yeah. I won't even make an argument.
Yeah,
you ain't calling me no Uber.
So I will replace and the people I'm taking off. I'm replacing them with a person in that position.
Okay.
So Richard Jefferson, I will replace him with Kobe Bryant.
Okay.
I would also took off Sean Marion, and I would have replaced him with KG.
Okay, I like that.
And I would have took off Lamar Odom. I would have replaced him with Tracy McGrady.
Facts.
I would have took off Boozer. I would have replaced him with Shaq.
Okay.
And I would have took off Marbury, and I would have replaced him with Kidd.
Okay. All right, so my list a little different. I took everybody off. Everybody. The only people that got to stay on my team was Tim Duncan and AI.
Okay.
And I did it by, my big man would have been Tim Duncan, Kevin Garnett, Jermaine O'Neal. Jermaine O'Neal was the boy at that time.
Oh, he was a bull. When he was in his prime, he definitely was a bull. But I would have just went with the big guy, Shaq.
No. I wouldn't have let Shaq chill just on the strength that he had played on the.
Yeah, I kind of was gonna take him off for that reason, but can't deny it.
And my other big man would have been Chris Webber. Yeah. Webber at that time was still okay. Yeah. My guards would have been Jason Kidd, Mike Bibby, Tracy McGrady, which you can play at any 3 positions.
4 positions.
4 positions. Kobe, the same thing. And then, like I said, I would have kept AI. Now, my forwards, my official other forwards would have been Vince Carter, Paul Pierce.
Listen, hold on. Let me stop. Now, Paul Pierce got game, and I like Paul Pierce, but I'm not a big fan of Paul Pierce.
In his prime got busy. And
I'm talking about before. He get busy, Garnett. But I'm just not the biggest fan of Paul Pierce.
I'm just saying Paul Pierce in 04 was definitely better than any of them young guys that played on that team.
Yeah, I agree, but I wouldn't have picked him for the USA.
To be honest with you, Paul Pierce and the Matrix is my guy. Paul Pierce at that time was better than the Matrix.
A lot of niggas is better than Matrix.
We ain't good. All right, and my college player would have been, I believe he was the college player of the year, but it will be on the screen. He would have been another point guard for me, Jameer Nelson. St. Joe's, that's who I would have took.
I ain't mad at that.
And you know what I mean? And that was that year that they was like, they started off like 30-something and 0, and they went on that good run. So, to me, he would have been my guy.
But you know what I'm noticing, John, that you just said that? I noticed damn near all the college guys that they pick usually are big men.
Usually a big man and usually are bums.
Shit, yeah.
Them niggas usually be bums.
Right.
So, I don't know what's going on with that. But excuse me, people. What's your thoughts, people? If you could do the redo 2004 Team USA men's basketball team, who would you put on the team? Who would you keep? Let us know. Keep it a C-note with us. Vito, football. We had some moves going on again. So we got some overhyped no caps. First one, we know Tyreke Hill. He Miami Dolphins record contract. How you feel about that?
I feel like congratulations to Tyreke Hill, but
he robbed him.
No, he actually his numbers, because they were showing his numbers are similar to Adams. But on the flip side, you're gonna see how hard it is now that you ain't got Patrick Mahomes, brother.
Okay, so that takes me to my question: overhype or no cap? Tyreke Hill's numbers will dip in Miami tremendously. Is that overhyped or no cap?
That's no cap for two reasons. For one, quarterback ain't as good, and I don't even think the team is sold on the quarterback. And number two, your other receiver is actually good.
Right.
So he gonna be getting a lot of the passes.
I also believe that's no cap from the gun bust. If you're playing with Tua, ain't no telling where your number's gonna be at. Hey, you got paid though.
Got paid.
You know what I mean? So just look at it like this: if your numbers, Tyreke Hill, if your numbers dip for the next 2-3 years, even if they cut you, you still gonna get paid. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You just robbed them guys without a gun. All right, Vito, Matty Ice. He went to the Colts. How you feel about that?
I feel like that's a good spot for him.
Why you feel as though that's a good spot for him?
Because I know for some reason quarterbacks shine when they play with the Colts. Like, think about it. Now Phillip Rivers always been a good quarterback, but older Phillip Rivers went over there and played good with them guys, and they got a good defense. That's what Matty Ice been missing most of his career is a good defense.
And they got a good O-line.
Yeah, and he can sling the motherfucking rock. So that shit.
I don't think he can. Matty Ice done, bro.
Nah, he still was slinging that thing last year with really no receivers.
Matty Ice
because Ridley didn't even play last year like that.
Yeah, I know, but Matty Ice still done, bro. Matty Ice don't want to take a hit. All right, my question for you.
Hold on, what you say?
He don't want to take a hit.
So what, even Eli?
Yeah, Eli, and I was saying for years Eli was done before he left. Eli was still in the check.
Oh, yeah.
So let me ask you this. Matt Ryan to the Colts. Indy, the Colts, they have become the graveyard for quarterbacks in the NFL. Is that overhyped or no cap?
That's overhyped, man. Fucking Phillip Rivers is a ball, man.
Phillip Rivers was a ball. But when Phillip Rivers went over to Indy, he went over there to go to a retirement home, and he never made it out that retirement home.
They made the playoffs with Phillip Rivers.
He went to there and for a retirement home. Bro.
Listen, as far as the Matty Ice conversation, he threw 3,920 touchdowns last year.
See,
with a team with no talent.
See, that's where you get it confused. And listen. Shout out my guy Court, because my guy, I was grinding Matty Ice up so much on the recaps that my guy Court hit me up. He's a Falcons fan. I feel sorry for Court, but he like, you gotta watch our games, bro.
Matty Ice
his numbers up there. He said, listen, he said, bro, he said, I know you grinding Matty Ice up, but he's like, our receivers be dropping a lot of passes. And yes, I will agree with that. When I watched the Falcons game, I seen for sure.
I remember you saying this, the tight end.
Their play, yeah, especially their tight end. They gave that nigga credit. They said he ain't have but like 3-4 drops. And I'm like, I seen that in like one half of the game. I don't know how they counting that shit. But he like, nah, niggas be dropping stuff. So I'm like, I watched it. Yeah, that's true. A lot of receivers did drop a lot of Matty Ice's passes. But a lot of times when niggas be wide open, he got the McNabb syndrome. Throw it at your feet.
But let me ask you this
overthrow question. You.
Who was they number one receiver last year?
I'm even talking about while Ridley was playing.
How many games did Ridley play? 2?
Ridley played more games than that, bro.
I don't remember.
Ridley was my receiver in fantasy football. That nigga robbed me for like 7 to 8 weeks. That nigga robbed. That's why I was killing Calvin Ridley on the recaps, because he was killing my fantasy football team. Then he go out on some nut stuff.
We'll see. I still
To me,
think
Matty Ice been done though.
I think he can still get busy, man.
Yeah, he can get busy. Yeah, he'll get you some stats and all that. But I'm saying at the end of the day, I don't feel as though that boy. I think that boy done, man.
I feel like he's better than more than half of the quarterbacks in the league, though. He's better than Baker Mayfield.
I don't know, man. They might be on the same playing field, man.
Yeah.
They might be on. I'm thinking you giving Matty Ice. You still just looking at the numbers. Them niggas putting up numbers, but the numbers that really matter is winning, man. He don't affect nothing.
Nah, that's bullshit, because at the end of the day, he doesn't control both sides of the ball.
Listen, the same argument you just made about Matt Ryan, you said he never played with a defense. He was lacking a defense. I mentioned the offensive line. That's the same stuff they said when Phillip Rivers went over there. This the best offensive line he ever played for. This one of the best defenses he had in a while. He still had a regular year.
Who, Philip Rivers? They made the playoffs, though.
Yes, regular year where they made the playoffs and one and done too. That's what I'm saying.
They made the playoffs last year?
Who?
The Colts.
They just passed? Nah.
Exactly my point.
Nah, so you think Matty Ice get them to the playoffs in the AFC?
I ain't gonna say that.
Oh, all right, then. I was about to call you your Uber right now.
I ain't gonna
Like,
say that.
I ain't even going to
Hold on. Who in their division?
The Texans, they going to be better than the Texans.
Okay.
Jacksonville, and Tennessee.
Yeah, they gonna make the playoffs.
How you figure that? Tennessee still got Henry. As long as they got Henry.
That's cool, but Matty Ice is the best quarterback in that division.
Bro, they got Henry,
Who?
AJ,
Okay.
and they just got Bobby Woods.
Fuck all that. Who the best quarterback in the division? Matt Ryan.
Yeah. He may be I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
He better than Tannehill.
He ain't that much. This Matt
I don't care,
Ryan
but he's
is
still better
not
than
that
Tannehill.
much better than Tannehill.
I got them making
Shout
the playoffs.
out Drew. Drew might could debate that. He's a Tennessee fan. He might can debate that, man. Tannehill may be right there, man.
He may be, but I feel like Matt slightly edges him out.
I don't know, man. I don't know. To me, I think you just talking about Matt Ryan from Super Bowl year. He ain't been there.
I don't even remember that.
He ain't been there.
I was just talking about Matt Ryan throwing the motherfucking ball and Tannehill throwing the ball. I feel like Matt Ryan's a better passer, especially in the like the precision passing, like in them smaller windows.
So if they don't make the playoffs, do Matt Ryan need to hang it up?
Yeah.
I'm talking about he give you the same.
Yeah, he need to hang it up because that's a good team.
He give you the same numbers, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they go 6-11.
Yeah, he definitely. If they go 6-11,
on,
he
man.
definitely need to hang it up.
Right.
That's a good team.
Matty Ice done.
Nah, he not done.
All right, Vito. So last week we put the clip up where I said 04 Olympics, Manu Ginobili was better than LeBron at that point in time.
Mm-hmm.
You said no.
Mm-hmm.
You and Kareem the Dream went back and forth. You know what I mean? Kareem the Dream, 1978. He said for about 3 years, he, as in Manu Ginobili, was the second best guard behind Kobe Bryant.
Yeah, and that's why I'm laughing, because I knew you was about to say that. And
I just
shout out Kareem the Dream, because he talking shit, and I respect that. But on the flip side, Manu, I'm a fan of Manu, because them years when they was playing against the Lakers, most guards wasn't going to the basket on Shaq. Manu was one of the few who I seen actually go to the bucket on Shaq.
right.
But as far as him being the second best 2 guard for 3 years, he not better than AI.
Nah.
He not better than Ray Allen. He not better than Tracy McGrady. He not better than Vince Carter. I can go on, but
But
I don't need to.
but in Kareem's defense, What makes you say he's not better than those guys?
Because he can't do more than them guys on offense. Because none of them guys are really defensive players. Manu probably is slightly...
Manu played defense.
No, he played defense. He could take a charge better than the rest of them guys, but he ain't stopping nobody. We're not going to do that.
Okay, so let me ask you this, right?
And also, all them guys I just named led teams. Manu just was a piece on the team.
Yeah, see, now that argument, that I would have to agree with you on that part of the argument. Let me ask you this, Vito, because me and you go back and forth so much, and I start saying you only believe in offense. Okay, you got an NBA player you can create. On a scale of 1 to 10, how important is him being able to score to you?
10.
10. Okay. On a scale of 1 to 10, how important is it for him to be able to rebound?
I would say like an 8.
How about 1 to 10 on passing?
Passing is important in my opinion because I play guard, so I would say like an 8 because you don't have to be a great passer to get your passes off.
Okay, you also play guard, so how about handle?
Handle's not important. You know who proved that? Dirk Nowitzki.
Okay, now the $1 million question. 1 to 10, how about defense? How much are you emphasizing on defense?
I would say like a 7, 8.
Good golly, man, look.
It's not really important.
Why not?
Because I give you a quote from my man Gilbert Arenas. He says defense doesn't stop offense. Offense stops offense. And I 100% agree with that because I've been preaching for years, and my best example is Golden State Warriors. Because they didn't have no real great defenders. They just was outscoring dudes so bad that they couldn't keep up.
Listen to what I'm going to tell you. Gilbert Arenas is full of crap. Only a dude that can't play defense is going to say some nuts stuff like that. Come on, man. You ain't going to hear nobody. You ain't going to hear nobody that was in the trenches. You ain't going to hear Bruce Bowen. You ain't even going to hear a dude like Ron Artest saying the best defense is the score. Let me ask you this question. Come on, man.
And Golden State was winning them chips. Was they the best defensive team?
Yeah, but Vito,
we ain't talking about statistic-wise. We ain't talking about overall scoring for the opposing team. Like what they say they average 110 and they play Golden State, they average 90. We're not talking about that. We talking about actually stopping guys.
So let me ask you: are you going off of just this era? Is that why you so hype on offense?
No.
Like what I'm saying is. If you building this same basketball player, but wearing 95, does his defense go up back then?
No.
No?
No.
You just offense ball. Put it in the basket.
They always say defense wins championships, right?
Right.
But they said the perfect defense cannot stop the perfect offense. You ever heard that saying?
I've heard it.
Right.
I've heard it, but again, I say that's bullshit.
Okay, well let me ask you this. Would Mike Jordan still be the greatest player of all times if he wasn't as good of a defender? Because he couldn't be stopped. So let's say he couldn't stop nobody. He still would be Mike. Because only niggas in our era talk about his defense.
He still would be Mike, but that's what put him up there.
I agree.
That's what when you look at a guy like, and we're not talking about rings and we're talking pre-injury, you look like a guy like Mike. What separated him from somebody like Dominique is the defense.
All right, well, let me ask you this: who the number one center for you all time? Matter of fact, where does Shaq rank in your top centers?
Shaq probably my favorite. Shaq my favorite center of all time.
Shaq didn't play no D. He fucked niggas up, but he couldn't stop nobody. As far as power forwards, I know Tim Duncan's your number one. I know Karl Malone is your number 2. Karl Malone didn't play no defense.
Bro, that's bullshit.
Karl Malone didn't play no defense. Fucking Antoine Carr was a defender.
Bro, what I'm saying is, when you say don't play no defense, Shaq, you didn't see. Listen,
Shaq didn't play no defense. He'll fuck a nigga up, but he didn't play no defense.
Time out. What I'm saying is, don't confuse. When you see highlights of the Dream and the finals abusing Shaq.
I'm not confused.
And what I'm saying is, it's rare for you to put a if you was doing one of them highlight reels that you say I be sending you of all Shaq defense plays, it's gonna be hard for you to put together a 3-minute clip of dudes just laying the ball up on Shaq, dudes just dunking on Shaq.
We both know I'm a Knicks fan, right? Have you ever heard of a guy named Herb Williams?
What about him?
You heard of him?
Yeah, the old head. Yeah.
Old head, yeah. You know he gave Shaq 30?
That don't matter.
Getting busy. Yeah. And this is a backup to the backup.
Yeah, but
Shaq wasn't a defender, man.
Again, first of all, back in the day, backups to the backups was that's good. They were just put in a certain role. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
My point is, Herb Williams wasn't a great player. He just was a good player.
Was he?
He's an alright.
Time out. Before you say that, have you ever looked up Herb Williams' numbers?
No, I can look them up
Okay, because I don't want you to say
I know he played for the Knicks, and he was the backup to the backup.
But when he played for the Knicks, he was old.
And that's my point.
But what I'm saying is...
And Shaq couldn't check him.
And what year was this?
Hi, Vito.
What year was this, Vito? Because you killing me right now.
I don't remember what year it was.
It had to be early, Shaq. It had to be early.
Whatever it was, Shaq was never a defender.
You got to be kidding me, man.
When was Shaq ever a defensive stopper?
See, you talking about stoppers. How many centers you had that was stoppers? Shaq and them got blocks. Shaq got blocks too. What I'm saying?
I seen Nate Robinson get a fucking block. What that mean?
No, what I'm saying is you're saying defenders like Mutombo and them back then was out there sticking wing players and all that. No, they defended the paint. The same thing Shaq did. And my thing is this, right?
I'm looking at Herb Williams' number. The highest he ever averaged was 19 for Indiana in 85.
Okay, so at one point he put, and how many rebounds was that? Was that a 19 and 10?
19 and 9.
Okay, that's close. So Herb Williams used to be somebody.
Oh, yeah, used to. But when he got to the Knicks...
Yeah, but what year did he get to the Knicks?
Oh, 92. He's averaging 2, 3, and 3 for the Knicks.
But again, don't confuse
this is my point. Is he was an older Herb Williams on his down.
I got it, Vito. You gotta send me that. You talking about niggas like Herb Williams scored 30. Come on,
listen,
man.
I know for that's... Why do you think I even remember Herb Williams? I never heard Herb Williams before that.
Come on,
That's
man.
what stuck out to me.
Nah, man. So, but, all right, so let me get back to what I'm saying. So, defense, you said, was about a 7 for you.
Yeah.
Let me, the $1 million question, right? Because you say that stuff don't matter. Intangibles. Mm-hmm. As far as being clutch or, you know what I mean? Just all the intangibles that come with it. 1 to 10, where does that rank on your scale?
What's the intangibles? Clutch matters. That definitely matters.
I mean, that's the part in clutch. Being able to get a key stop, a key steal.
That matters.
Yeah, but I mean, when you building this basketball player 1 to 10, where does that rank for you?
That would be like a 9 or a 10.
Well, I don't. If it's a 9 or a 10, like, I'm going to keep it a C-no with you, and I don't want you to take this as I'm agreeing with Kareem. I don't want you to take this as I'm agreeing with you, but as I always say, Mac was my guy. 03, 04, the intangibles, who was better intangibles, that was Manu. I know Manu didn't start.
No way.
I know Manu didn't start.
No way. Fuck the starting doesn't matter. The minutes played doesn't matter. We're talking about when you're in the game.
Right.
Manu ain't have shit on T-Mac, and I don't give in no facet of the game.
Saying when the game was on the line.
When the game was on the line, T-Mac.
You've been quoted multiple...
T-Mac.
Time out. You're the same guy. You've been quoted multiple times on this very show. Mm-hmm. You've sat right here and you've numerously mentioned about how Manu single-handedly... Because when I was saying Duncan and them, you said Manu is the one that beat the Lakers or whoever.
I said because you was hyping up Tim Duncan. I said Tim Duncan wasn't getting he wasn't the one getting the play call for him in the clutch to take the game with his shot. It was either Manu or Tony Parker. But we not gonna act like he's better than any of them dudes.
You didn't say Tony. You said Manu.
I said Tony got a couple. Yeah, I said Tony.
You said Manu. You said when the game was on the line, who was the one going to the rack and all that, and they couldn't stop. You said that was Manu.
Okay, but that's one situation. They couldn't stop T-Mac. Period. Throughout the whole course of the game.
Yeah, but that's why I asked you about intangibles, because it still go back to that.
All right, let me ask you this question: who are the top players in this current league, and how many of them play defense?
I'm just not saying defense. I'm talking about when it counts, you disappearing. To me, I value you stepping up when it counts more than I value you being able to go for 30 every
No,
night.
you can't
I do.
All right, let me ask you this question. Because you're saying when it counts, the game has to be at a certain score for it to be so-called counting. It has to be within in the clutch. It has to be within a certain amount of points for me to be able to get a clutch basket for us to go up, right?
Right.
So without my 30, it's not even in reach.
Okay, let me ask you this, right, Vito? Let me ask you this. Perfect scenario. You got a guy that averaged 30. But you know when it comes down to, we're not even going to say the last shot. Let's just say the last 2 minutes. You got a guy that's averaging 30. But in the last 2 minutes, his percentage of, his chances of disappearing is like 47%. Then you got another guy over here. He only averages 20. But his chances of turning up when it counts them last 2 minutes is at a 58%. Do you want the guy that's gonna, he gonna get you 30. So it's a chance that the game may not be close, like you say, and that may be a chance. Would you rather have him, but it's a chance that he probably will disappear when it counts? Or will you want this guy that's gonna give you a steady 20, and if you need him in the last 2 minutes, he's gonna be there?
Well, if he can give me a steady 20, I would rather take him because that's not far off of 30. But on the flip side, let me put it to you like this. Would you rather have Robert Horry or Tracy McGrady?
Well, if you doing Robert Horry or Tracy McGrady, I would rather have Robert. I would have. No. My bad. I'm mixing just Tracy McGrady. But what I was saying is, you was better off not mentioning Robert Horry. You was better off just saying, would I rather have Manu or because
I'll give you an example of a guy that is clutch, that hit a couple clutch shots, which is Robert Horry.
Yeah, but
he ain't nowhere near a guy like Tracy McGrady that you said disappears.
Okay, so let's just do Manu and Mac, right?
Mac.
What? No. I just want to ask you because let's go off of, all right, Manu had Timmy. He had Tony. If he didn't have them guys, do you think Manu could have averaged 20 in the league?
He could average 20. He could average 20 with them guys. But let me ask you this question. Do you think they have the run that they have if you subtract? You can keep Tony Parker. You subtract Timmy with that same team. Do you think they have the run they have with just Manu?
No, I don't.
Exactly.
I don't. But
all right, let me go take it even further. If you subtract T-Mac off the Atlanta team and you put Manu in, do you think that he gets all the accolades T-Mac, the scoring titles, the playoffs runs?
No.
No.
But because Manu was a better, Manu knew how to get his team involved and stuff like that. It's a chance Manu could have won a series that, let's just say, time out. What I'm going to say is, all them series you take that T-Mac was in from Orlando, where he lost that. Let's just take, I don't want to go Houston. It's a chance that Manu, because he's not, T-Mac, you need T-Mac to score on that Orlando Magic team. We don't know if Manu, the same guy that I'm saying, if he'll give you 20, we don't know if he encourages or he makes another one of them guy average.
This is my point that I'm making. Who else on that team was any good?
Well, off top, I would have to go back and look at the roster.
And that's my point.
Off
you
the
can't
top,
even think of anybody.
On that 03, on that team that lost to Detroit, they probably didn't have nobody. But what I'm telling you is, I don't believe Manu as a player. I don't believe Manu would have blew that lead 3-1 with that same team.
Man, you tripping?
I don't think that was.
They wouldn't even. You're right. They wouldn't have, because they wouldn't even had a 3-1 fucking lead. Think about how much work Tracy McGrady was giving out in them playoffs, and they still was losing. He didn't play with no other All-Star, not even a a great player. I mean, not even a good player.
Yeah, well, I'm saying though, but Mac disappeared when it counted. Like I'm saying, when you're looking at it, you look at the box score, you say, damn, Mac had 33 and they lost. But when you dig deeper into that box score, it's like Mac had 33, but he had 19 or he had 21 in the first half.
Let me ask you a question though. If you got 19 in the first half, don't you think by the fourth quarter a motherfucker is tired? Have you ever seen when in the fourth quarter you know somebody's a scorer when they're shooting and the ball's hitting in front of the rim? That means they're tired. You don't think he's tired by the fourth quarter? That's probably why he's fucking
listen,
disappearing.
I agree with all of that, right? And I'm not knocking that. But what I'm saying is when somebody sets the bar up here, then you can no longer use that excuse. And what I'm saying is, we not going to trip. I've seen Mike get niggas 63 and get knocked off, right? Until Mike learned how to pace himself. He learned how to make everybody. What I'm saying is,
no, we not going to do that.
Time out. Let me finish the statement, though. What I'm saying is, T-Mac is my guy. Those guys over there on that Orlando, and the roster will be on the screen. Those guys, and you might got to pull up the roster for me to make this point, because I always knock LeBron James. But what I'm saying is, T-Mac, he was good enough where he was supposed to make let's say a Mo Williams, a dude that never's an all-star. Like T-Mac never did that. His numbers was great. But what I'm saying is, he played with bums, but anybody else, Kobe would have made one of them.
Are you saying like LeBron made him Mo Williams? Because Mo Williams
no,
Cleveland, his numbers was the same the year before that.
Yeah. But what I was just using an example. But what I'm saying is, T-Mac never made nobody better, bro. He got the numbers.
He's the only one though that never made nobody.
No,
better.
but
I don't feel like LeBron make too many guys.
No. But what I'm saying is, if you take T-Mac off their team and Manu and put Manu in his place, I don't know what they do, because Manu is more of a basketball player. Like, I don't care about the 30. I'm more so of who got the open the way you supposed to play.
All right,
you see what I'm saying?
Do you remember one of T-Mac's most famous games, right? Mm-hmm. Who was that against?
Against CNN.
Exactly. Against Manu and them. And what he do?
Don't get me wrong. Mac had moments.
But you talking about the disappearing. That was in the fourth, in 13 seconds.
Yes, and that was also in the regular season.
I don't give a fuck. Regular season makes up playoffs. You got to win a certain amount of games to get in the playoffs, right?
You got to win a playoff series for us to even have this conversation.
No, you don't. It's a lot. Like my man Max says, a lot of intangibles that come with winning a championship. Everybody got to be on the same cylinder to even get to the championship.
Let me just ask you this, right? Off top, pause. Can you think of anybody did you say, damn, T-Mac made that boy better?
No. I can't think of anybody that AI made better.
I mean, you got to be kidding me.
I can't think of anybody that Kobe made better.
AI made Aaron McKee and all them better.
The fuck he
bro.
Did not.
Kobe made all them niggas better. Lamar and all them.
Lamar was nicer when he was with the Clippers than when he was with the Lakers. What the fuck is you talking about?
No, Lamar, see, again, listen, this is what you're confusing.
Lamar ran the Clippers. He ran that team. When he got to the Lakers, he was a role player.
Listen to what I'm telling you. You're talking about a Clippers team that had free will because they was the laughing stock of the league.
Now you're making an excuse.
Yeah, because you're not saying he let, like, I could see if you said he led this team and they was competitive every year. I'm
glad you said that, because Orlando, T-Mac led the team and they were competitive because they made the playoffs.
Right.
So now you're knocking Lamar Odom because I say he led the team, but they weren't competitive because they didn't make the playoffs. So what's it going to be?
First of all, Lamar Odom's and T-Mac is nowhere near.
I'm not comparing the players. I'm comparing the point of you saying being competitive and running a team. I said T-Mac ran a team and they made the playoffs, so that means they're competitive. But when I say Lamar Odom, you said, they weren't competitive.
Before that, what made you bring Lamar Odom up?
Because I was saying I don't feel like Kobe made too many.
And I said he made Lamar Odom better.
And I said Lamar Odom was better when he was with the fucking Clippers than he was when he was with the Lakers.
That's not true. And my next statement to you is, why do you say he was better?
And I just told you, he ran the fucking Clippers team. On the Lakers, he was a fucking role player. It wasn't even a good role player. Okay,
but listen to what you're saying.
He wasn't even the... matter of fact, he wasn't even the third option on that team.
Listen to what you're saying. You're saying he ran the team.
Yeah.
I'm saying the team wasn't shit.
What the fuck that mean? He still ran the team.
So you're giving a nigga credit for running the team that wasn't shit.
Okay, but I gave T-Mac the credit for running the team who consistently went to the playoffs.
Okay.
But you keep talking about T-Mac disappearing in the fourth quarter like it ain't three more quarters before that.
If we're talking intangibles, that's all.
Okay, so what intangibles did Lamar Odom bring to the game when he played for the Lakers?
He didn't bring no intangibles.
Exactly my point.
Kobe made.
Exactly
what I'm saying is Kobe made Lamar Odom.
It's only a few. No, he didn't. It's only a few dudes that make people better players. Steve Nash, John Stockton, Jason Kidd, Magic Johnson, dudes like that make guys better. These dudes you talking about are good on their own.
Let me ask you this, right? Let's just say I come to your team, right? Mm-hmm. For my career, I ain't won shit. I'm used to running up and down free rec and just trying to pad my stats on a bad team, right? You come to me, you say, listen, we ain't doing all that shit. You need to play like X, Y, Z, right? Mm-hmm. When I start playing like X, Y, Z, why am I playing like it? Do you get credit for that? Because you actually came to me. That's making you better. If a nigga come to you...
Just because you tell me to do something doesn't mean I'm going to do that shit the way you say get it done.
My nigga, what I'm saying is, I come to your team. I'm used to getting 30 shots a game. Mm-hmm. And I'm used to shooting from anywhere. Let it go.
All right, hold on. Listen to me.
I come to your team.
Let me cut you off real quick.
Okay.
You know why a guy, and I feel like you're talking about a guy like Kobe and Mike. You know why they're saying we don't do it this way? Because they're saying that to these guys like a Lamar Odom who was getting these certain amount of shots because, you're not going to come in here and get all them shots you was getting over here because I'm taking them fucking shots.
No, they're saying that because, nigga, you're getting all these shots and you're doing all this and you're finishing the season with 18 wins.
Talent, your teammates around you has a lot to do with that.
Yes, and what I'm saying is that Lamar Odom that had the fucking green light in LA Clippers was the same Lamar Odom that played for the Lakers. No, he wasn't. Let me finish. What I mean by that is Lamar Odom was a great utility knife. That's what they call it. He'd do a little bit of everything. Lamar Odom wasn't a great player where he was supposed to have free will like he did in the Clippers. We're not going to do that.
I guarantee you
we're not going to do that.
If the Lamar Odom from the Clippers would have played with the Lakers from the gate,
they wouldn't have won no chips.
They won chips with him. What the fuck are you
talking
about?
They wouldn't have won no chips.
They won chips with
Lamar
Odom.
What are you
talking about?
That's not the same playing style. What I'm saying is if you take Lamar's same playing style.
If you'd play Lamar at the one, they would have won more chips.
They wouldn't have won no chips. What I'm saying is Lamar come in playing like he played in the Clippers and all that, like this shit was idle rap and all that.
Crazy.
They wouldn't have won no fucking chips over there.
They would have.
If a nigga check you.
Think about it. Okay, you're saying Kobe is going to check him. So if he's playing point guard from the gate for them, and Kobe's checking him, telling him, you got to play this certain way, right? He's going to play that certain way because he's still a young up-and-coming player, right? Right.
But by then, he wasn't no young up-and-coming player.
And he was better than Derek Fisher.
By then, he wasn't no young.
But he was better than Derek Fisher.
By then, he was a journeyman.
All right. My point is, exactly. He was a journeyman by then, right?
Right.
So he wasn't as good when he got to the Lakers.
Exactly. That's why I said Kobe made him better.
No, he wasn't any better.
Kobe
What did he do better with the Lakers?
What did he do
better?
better?
All he did difference is win a chip.
What did he do better once he left the Lakers?
Nothing.
Okay.
He didn't do nothing better when he left the Clippers, you mean?
He didn't do... He
was a better...
won.
That team aspect, we talking about a solo aspect. He was a better all-around player when he played for the Clippers.
Okay, so then my next question for you would have to be, Who do you want? Who do you value more, Vito?
The scorer.
Time out. Do you value the scorer? Listen, you're a GM. Free agency is coming out, right? Mm-hmm. You got this guy that just played 4 years at what's the worst team in the league? He played
Rockets.
who?
Rockets.
Let's just say he played 4 years with the Rockets. Worst team in the league. Mm-hmm. But he averaged 28. Do you value him more than the guy that's on another team that only averaged 19, doesn't get all the press, but they're making the playoffs, even if it's just a 6 seed, a 7 seed? Like, because to me,
it depends on who's on his
they're
team.
They're both the best player now.
Oh, they're both the best player on their team?
They're both the best player. One averaged 28, one averaged 19. The 28 guy, he give you the stats, but losing season. Every year you top 5 draft pick.
But like I said, it still depends on who you're surrounded by. Because that if you average 30 and I average 20, but I make the playoffs and I average less than that, most likely I got a fucking better team.
So let me ask you this. Lamar Odom, the one you're saying was better on the Clippers, mm-hmm. right? What made him better? Did he ran the team?
No, he was running. He was playing a lot of one. He was like playing point forward. He was a better scorer. He had more opportunities to run the offense and pass the ball. He was a better passer. He's a better rebounder.
What about them winning though?
What we talking about him being a better player? We ain't talking about how many wins. He was with a better team. So 9 to 10, you're gonna win more.
I think you're still looking at it.
Think about it. He played for he went from the Clippers to the Lakers. You just said the Clippers was the laughingstock of the league. So that mean they wasn't shit. And he went to the Lakers, who are a winning team.
Listen,
simple.
I was trying to give you the political route because
we're not gonna get political.
I don't like get viewed as the guy that always be bashing everybody and all that.
Bash niggas.
But in layman's terms, he was over there getting his shit off with a bunch of dudes that couldn't play. He couldn't really play the game like that.
No, we're not going to do that. Lamar Odom was nice when he was with the Clippers. We're not going to do that.
I don't know what your definition of nice. He was okay.
My man, you are the nigga who says everybody in the league got game. Now you're telling me he couldn't play? Come on, man.
No. Don't confuse what I'm saying. We're talking about as far as guys that was considered nice. That's why I laughed a couple weeks ago when Mike said Darius Miles and Quentin Richardson, because when they were over the Clippers, everybody knew they was a gimmick. Them guys wasn't, especially Darius Miles.
Lamar Odom was nice. Fuck all
what I'm saying is Lamar. Listen to what I'm trying to tell you. Darius Miles. His promo and how he was supposed to be and how he was looked at was up here. His game was really down here. Q-Dog a little bit different. Q-Dog, everybody got enamored with this. But what I'm saying is, when you put Lamar Odom on that same team, them guys ain't really that good, so it make Lamar Odom look like he's more talented than he is.
No,
Lamar Odom, time out. What I'm getting at is the Lamar Odom that you seen in the Lakers. That's the Lamar Odom that that's the real Lamar Odom.
No, it ain't.
Listen.
No, it ain't.
Listen to what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, and nobody don't bash me. Lamar Odom, typically, when you look at Lamar Odom, let's say, is he a star? No. Is he a role player? No. Look, what is he? What was Lamar Odom?
He's whatever comes above a role player, because when he had his own team, he wasn't a role player. And hold on, before you go any further, you talking about the real Lamar Odom? You see a player with a so-called real when he's playing on his own. When you're playing, if you're a player and you go to a team where somebody's better than you, you got to take a step back. But when you're the man on the team,
I understand,
and you can see the real player when you're a man. When you're the man on the team, then you can see how a player is.
All right, let me ask you this, Vito. Give me one nice role player from any era that you could just think of off the top of your head that was nice. One role player. Because I think you're...
Anthony Mason.
Anthony Mason. I didn't want to use... Okay, but we'll use Anthony Mason. Anthony Mason is a good role player. What I'm saying is, what your confusion is, Lamar Odom was that guy that he was in the Lakers. It's like you put Anthony Mason, a good role player, any good role player, you give them their own team. They're going to look like Lamar Odom.
No, they're not.
Somebody, time out.
No, they're not.
Time out. If you don't got a star on the team, every team, somebody has to be the more talented player, right?
Yeah.
Yes or no?
That's true, but
Okay,
it also be a team effort.
Time out. And every team, somebody has to be the most talented player, right? Now, off of your words, what you said about weeks ago, let's just say on this one team, the most talented player is really a role player.
That's possible.
That is possible. That's what I'm telling you. Lamar Odom was a role player on a team like the Clippers that was young. They wasn't the shit. They had overhyped guys like Darius Miles, Quentin Richardson. So his numbers was better by default. Okay. Not because Kobe and them took away from him, because he went to...
But Lamar Odom, listen, even with you
saying he was in Miami first, though.
He still was nice. When
he was nice, but he was a nice role player.
No, he wasn't a role player with them. He was a role player with the Lakers.
What I'm telling you is, Vito, listen, I'm going to call you Uber.
Call me an Uber, man.
Listen, you're missing the point. What I'm saying is, he was good with the Clippers, but he was a role player that... on the Clippers team that didn't have no stars, so somebody had to shine on that team. Like you always say, just because you're the man of all the bum ass niggas, that was Lamar Odom.
But this is the point. You making my point. Kobe did not make him better.
Yes, he did.
He was better when he was with the Clippers.
No.
Yes, he was. Well, all that being said, you talking about him being the man on the team with a bunch of bum ass. He still was the man. He still was better with the Clippers.
So again, I will ask you. Let's say I average 28. But I take 22 shots a game.
I don't give a fuck about how many shots you take.
Time out. I take 22 shots a game. I'm averaging 28. I average 1 point something assists a game. You tell me, Brown, you're killing me. You're killing us by all the shots you're taking and all that. Pass the ball a little more, niggas is open. My numbers go down from 28 to, let's just say they go down to 21. But my assists go up from 1 to 5, right? That means you made me better.
No, it don't.
My number, yes, you did as a player.
What you felt
as a player.
You talking about if my assists go from 1 to 5, who's to say all my assists are going to that one player?
It doesn't matter who's it going to. What I'm saying is I was just averaging 1 assist.
That just made me a so-called better player because I'm getting more assists. But who's just said that other guy is...
But my scoring went down.
Okay, but you saying that, how does that make the other guy a better player? If what if all them 5 more assists is not going to that guy? How is he getting better?
I'm saying you made me a better player. I just went from 28 to 21. I just went from 28 and 1 to 21 and 5. And we're winning. And we're still winning.
Okay, but how does that make Lamar Odom a better player if he's not
receiving? It makes him a better player because, nigga, you're not... In other words, what I'm telling you is, you're not that guy to be shooting like that, my nigga. Pass the fucking ball. Play your game. Pass the ball. Rebound. If you get an open, that makes... If a motherfucker...
if the motherfucker went from 28 to 21 and 5... that makes him a better player. But
that's what I'm saying.
That doesn't.
So what I'm saying is Lamar was averaging 28 and 1. He went down to 21 and 5. But he went down to that after you said something. He went from 22 field goal attempts averaging 28 to now he's averaging 13, 14 field goal attempts. And he's still giving you 21, but he's giving you more assists, and we winning. And everybody else is playing back.
That's not the case, though, with Lamar Odom when he went to the Lakers. He wasn't getting no fucking 20-plus points on the regular.
No. I'm not. I'm just saying. What I'm saying is that's a situation where Lamar Odom's number went down when he went to the Lakers after he played on Miami, because you're skipping Miami. You know what I mean? His numbers went down, but... he still became a better player. Kobe made him a better player.
No, he didn't. He didn't. Mike, the other dudes, listen.
Did Mike make them guys better players?
No. I don't feel like he made them guys better players.
So Mike didn't make Kerr better?
Fuck No,
he didn't make Paxton better.
None of the dudes wasn't no good to begin with. They could hit a shot, but the only reason I could even say their numbers was even anywhere near probably better when they played on a bum ass team is because Mike got all the motherfucking attention. If you double, triple teaming Mike, they're wide open. They might can get a couple more buckets, but they wasn't any better. They was the same player. Lamar Odom was actually, in my opinion, he was actually better when he played with another team. I don't feel like AI, Kobe, or them guys. None of them main guys whose main objective is to score made guys better. Like I said, Nash, Kidd, Stockton, guys like that.
Okay, so let me just ask you this: who did Kidd make better?
Kenyon Martin, that whole fucking New Jersey Nets team, they don't go to no two championships in a row without no fucking.
But what I'm
hold on. I can take it even further. I don't even remember who was the top guys at the time when they went to championship. But you subtract Kidd and you can put any one of them top point guards in the league, they don't make 2 championships in a row.
All right, now let's do the math. Kenyon Martin, #1 draft pick.
That don't mean shit.
Look, time out. What I'm saying is #1 draft pick. Came into the league. He I don't even want to exaggerate. I would say 15-8. Let's just say career 15-8.
All right.
Richard Jefferson already had success before Jason Kidd.
What's success? We ain't talking about how many games he won on a good team. We talking about what was his game. What the fuck did he do?
Kerry Kittles. He was already nice before Jason Kidd.
Kerry Kittles he was nice in college, not in the league.
Kerry Kittles was a good role player in the league.
He was a role player.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. What I'm saying is the Nets wasn't nothing but a bunch of role players.
Exactly. Till Kidd got there. You just made my point.
Kidd was a role player too.
So how did Kidd take them to the championship 2 years in a row? And the team,
it was a collective effort, bro.
And then a team who couldn't get over the hump, which is the Dallas Mavericks, till they got Kidd, wound up winning the championship. You do the math on that,
bro. Kidd didn't play no part in that Dallas championship.
Man, you out your fucking mind.
What he play like 13 minutes?
You out your fucking mind. When he ain't make a difference in that championship run.
What I'm telling you is the Nets. The only thing, that's why I said Jason Kidd was a great role.
Who can you replace Jason Kidd with and still go to the championship twice in that New Jersey team? Time out.
I believe, if I'm not mistaken, don't quote me, but that New Jersey Nets team had most of the same players when Marbury played on the team.
And how many championships they been to with Marbury?
None. You know why? Because it's the same thing. Jason Kidd is a great role player that's looking to pass.
So Marbury's not a role player? Is Marbury a role player?
No.
So what makes Jason Kidd a role player and Marbury not?
Because role players are the guys that do the little things. Jason Kidd,
time out. Come on, man. Mike did little things. What the fuck are you talking about?
What I'm saying is that's mostly all they do. That's their role, is to do the little things.
Jason Kidd's role wasn't to do just the little things.
Well, listen to what I'm saying is that team changed, right? Mm-hmm. Marbury and Jason Kidd. Marbury's the better scorer, right? Mm-hmm. Jason Kidd is the better rebounder.
Jason Kidd is the better everything besides scoring.
Right, and that's why I said the better role player.
He's not a role player.
Listen.
What the fuck is you talking about?
Listen to what I'm saying.
Role players don't make all-star games on a regular. A role player can get lucky and make 1 or 2 all-star games. But Jason Kidd made the All-Star game quite a few times.
What I'm
Hall
saying,
of Famer. Role players don't make the Hall of Fame.
What I'm saying is, what's Jason Kidd career numbers?
I don't know.
Because his career, and it'll be on the screen, his career numbers, when you look at it, it's probably a bunch of point guards. Let's just say point guards that averaged around the same numbers as Jason Kidd throughout their career, and they're considered role players.
Yes,
bro.
but the difference is
he was the name on the team.
Okay,
that's the difference.
Let's do it like this then. Let's just say Jason Kidd averaged 10 points for his career.
Okay,
and we'll take a guy like who can I say that you could consider role player? A guy like Sam Cassell. Let's say he averaged 12 points for his career.
Right.
Could Sam Cassell have went to that fucking New Jersey team and led them to 2 championships?
No, not that Sam Cassell.
No Sam Cassell. No Cassell. No, I'm talking about. I ain't talking about any specific year. I'm talking about Sam Cassell.
Listen,
period.
Yeah, Sam Cassell. Sam
Man,
Cassell.
shut the fuck up.
Listen,
That bullshit.
Sam Cassell. Listen.
Come on, man.
Time out. Sam Cassell that played with Ray Allen and Big Dog. Yes, he could.
No, he could not
Man,
have.
that team. Come
So
on,
why
bro.
he couldn't even take that team to the championship? He lost to the fucking Sixers,
Bro.
who had way less talent.
Yes, at the
Come on,
time, what I'm
Exactly.
saying, at that time, what I'm saying is you put Sam Cassell in his prime, you put him on those Nets teams, and they still make
No,
the
the
chip,
fuck
bro.
they don't.
tripping.
Listen, you know what you're missing? And you wanted to make the point of the small things, which Sam Cassell didn't do. He didn't play no defense. He couldn't stop nobody. He didn't.
Jason Kidd ain't play no defense. Knock it the fuck off, bro.
Hold on. Do you not remember Jason Kidd sticking KD in the playoff series?
You talking about forget? Bro, I'm not.
No,
I'm
hold on.
saying,
Stop. You just say he didn't play no defense. That was
No
his
defense.
assignment. Sam Cassell would never stick a KD for one. Sam Cassell wasn't the passer Jason Kidd was. He didn't run the floor. He didn't rebound. He didn't defend.
Bro,
Only thing he could do is shoot a better mid-range than Jason Kidd. That's
He
it.
can shoot better
That's
than
it.
him. He facilitated too.
He did facilitate better than Jason Kidd?
No, I said
Okay.
he facilitated too. What I'm saying is
Okay.
Sam Cassell in his prime. You take Sam Cassell from the Milwaukee Bucks teams and you put him on them Nets teams, and they still had the same
man.
success.
How do they have the same success when he was
Because
on a better team?
you're undervaluing Richard Jefferson. You're undervaluing Kenyon Martin.
shit.
You're undervaluing fucking Kerry Kittles, Devin Harris. You're undervaluing all those guys.
Let me
bro.
bring
Stop
something
it.
to the attention
Knock
of
it
the
off.
people. When this guy's trying to make a point, he argue anything.
No.
Last week you argue Steve Kerr. That's another story. But you're telling me.
And I sent you
Hold on.
stuff on Steve
Yeah,
Kerr,
and
where
you-
he did more than what you said.
No, he didn't.
Yes,
Excuse
he
me.
did.
In them clips you sent me, and what I said.
Hand on the ball, running
Excuse me.
on.
No. Just let me finish, because I could play him back for you. All he did was catch the ball. Most of the shit was catching the ball and shoot. But the ones he did to actually handle the ball, he might take 2 dribbles, pull up, or he'll take 2 dribbles and pass the ball. He did not run. Nothing you sent me was running the offense.
Most of the time, I'm gonna call you an Uber. Go back and rewatch it. Most of the time, what he did was he came up, he brung the ball up, he passed it to the guy right there, and then the guy passed it right back to him because they'll fade off of him and he'll shoot
listen,
the three.
I got a message from somebody who watched the show, and I can read what they said.
Read what they said.
Kerr ain't do shit but shoot. Never seen him dribble, push the rock up, or run no damn offense. He was into his shots and his shots only. Luke Longley was on that team too. He can play back then, but Giannis can't stop it.
Okay, so listen. Time out. First of all, can you say the person's name? Is this somebody that needs to be anonymous?
Yeah, we're gonna leave him anonymous.
All right, we're going to leave him anonymous. Anonymous person, first of all, I want everybody to not get it confused. I didn't say Giannis couldn't play in that league. What I said is when I say he can't play in that league, I mean he wouldn't be a star. Giannis could be a Luke Longley.
No.
Let's not get it confused. Giannis could be a Luke Longley. But let's not, we ain't going to do that. Like, as far as him being good, what was the first part of it, though? Because
Kerr was only in the hit shots.
Yes.
Kerr ain't run no fucking offense.
Yes. You need to go watch Kerr when he played this last year with Cleveland. I sent it to Vito, anonymous source. I will send you some stuff.
What you sent me was the Bulls. That wasn't no Cleveland shit.
I didn't send you the Cleveland one?
No, it was only the Bulls. And he only really.
Nah, I didn't send you the
clip.
Time out.
You did not.
I did say you.
You only sent me 2 clips.
Time out. I sent you Cleveland versus the Bulls.
You sent me 2 clips, and he only gave out probably 2 passes in them whole 2 clips. And one of them, he took 2 dribbles to the right and a bounce pass to Longley in the middle.
Nah, the Bulls game, I sent you a full game.
Yes, when the game he had 20.
No.
That's one of the games you
No,
sent me?
the Bulls game.
What?
Cleveland was playing the Bulls. He was on Cleveland. He was
When he had
back.
20, he was with the Bulls.
No. I thought I sent you the footage, a full game. Steve Kerr, Cleveland Cavaliers. He was Mark Price backup, and they was playing against the Chicago Bulls. He was the backup point guard, and I sent you the video, the whole game, so you can see that Steve. I will send it to you after this. But yeah, let me ask you this: is your anonymous quoter from 28th Street?
If I say where he's from, that's making him not anonymous. And
it do still make him anonymous. Yeah, he's still.
And for
it's
the record,
a million people from 28th Street.
And for the record, no matter where he's from, his opinion is his opinion.
Yes, it does matter because listen,
everybody from the same. Me and Mike.
Mike holds no weight. Mike has no credibility.
My point is, you know what's funny? You say that. I'm glad you said that because you know when off camera, when me and Mike talk about when they talk about the subject of the show. 9 out of 10, he agrees with you. So I'm glad you said that. His opinion holds no weight. Because he agrees with you.
When Mike comes on this, John, I don't know if it's the bright lights.
No, but my point is, it don't matter where you're from. Everybody has their own opinion.
No,
and we all know Steve Kerr didn't run no fucking office.
What I'm telling you is, when I asked you where he's from, right? Mm-hmm. Because shout out Kyle, my guy, 28th Street. Y'all just go left on certain stuff. That's why I made the comment a couple weeks ago that I need to talk to Jack. Somebody need to point me to Jack.
Why do you need to talk to Jack? Because and you said we all go fucking left.
Because y'all all go left, and because Jack was a little bit older than y'all. Am I correct, right? So Jack didn't guide y'all to fuck right where y'all keep going left.
How the fuck is we going left if I just told you 9 to 10 Mike agrees with the shit you be saying?
I'm talking. I can only listen. Mike, shout out 28th Street for agreeing with me.
Hold on.
I can only listen.
Stop.
I'm only talking about when we're on camera.
And for the record, going left is what you do. When you're sitting here arguing Richard Jefferson and Steve Kerr. That is going
because
left.
you guys don't know basketball.
No, you don't know basketball.
You don't know
to say
basketball.
Steve Kerr ran the offense when he played for Chicago Bulls?
Yep, no. I said Steve Kerr ran the offense, period, in the NBA.
He ain't run no. So why would you send me Chicago Bulls clips then?
I sent you more than Chicago Bulls. No, you did.
Okay. Let's. Even though you didn't, let's just say you did send me more, but you sent me Chicago Bulls clips. He didn't run no offense with Chicago Bulls, so why would you send me a Bulls clip?
Time out.
When that was the fucking argument.
Chicago Bull clip that I sent you when he scored 20 points. Mm-hmm. What I'm telling you is, if you go back and rewatch it, I gotta go to the restroom, so we're not. I would say I would love for you to rewatch it on air.
No, I don't need to.
Time out. I would love for you to rewatch it on air, but when what I'm saying is, if you watch them clips, he brings the ball down.
That don't mean you run an offense.
Time out. What I'm saying is, he brings the ball down, right? Let's just say you're bringing the ball down, Vito, right? When you come down, you're running the offense. You got a set guy that you're going to the first play, right? I mean, the first pass is a set play to somebody when you're running a play, right? So you come down, you have an assignment to pass it to somebody, right?
Okay.
Okay, so you pass it to me, and then I pass it right back to you. And you're wide open, and you shoot the ball. That's you getting an open shot, but you still initiated the offense, right?
You know why? As soon as Kerr crossed half court, they was getting the ball out of his hands because they know he couldn't run the fucking offense. He's getting the ball. Hold on. Let's do this.
No.
As soon as he crossed half court, he getting the ball out of his hands and running off the pick or running to get open. He couldn't run no fucking offense, man.
The clip, the game I sent you, he come down. He come to the 3-point line. Let's just say Pippen is the first pass to him. He passed it to Pippen. Kerr, runs to Pippen. And Pippen passes it back out the Kerr. Kerr shoots the 3.
That's him running the offense because he passed it to somebody who got double teamed and he was open.
As far as you can consider, what I'm saying is the triangle offense. So nobody is running the offense. But you said he never brung the ball up.
No, I did not.
Yes, you did.
No, the fuck. So now you're changing the narrative to not running the offense and never bring the ball up. When I specifically said just because you bring the ball up does not mean you run the offense. I said that multiple times.
Listen, if you come up, okay, I will end it like this. Let's end it like this. Vito, you come up. You say, keep it a C-note, right, left, and you run the play. You pass it to me at the free throw line. Your man comes and doubles me. I passes it right back to you and you shoot an open shot. Is that?
No, just because you play point guard does not mean you run the offense. Let me ask you a question.
If you call a play, you don't facilitate the play?
The point guard don't always call the play.
I'm saying whoever calls the play facilitates the play, right?
That don't mean you running the offense because you call the play. Let me ask you a question. When you think of guys who run the offense, who jumps in your mind right away?
Well,
just right off top.
Stockton, Nash,
exactly. Hold on. I asked that question because Kerr would never jump in your mind because he don't do what them guys do.
Yes, but this is what I want to tell you. You're playing in the triangle offense as a point guard. Your job is to come down, pass it to this specific guy, and move to a spot. Your offense isn't like Nash and Kerr. I mean Nash and
all right, did Kobe and Mike play
Stockton
in the
where you gotta run? Yes.
Did they not run that fucking offense?
No.
Yes, the fuck they did.
That offense ran through them. They didn't run the offense.
You out your motherfucking mind. They ain't run that fucking offense. In the fourth quarter, when that shit is in the clutch, Mike is coming down. That triangle ain't mean shit. He's coming down and doing what the fuck he doing.
Nah. Not rare. It's rare.
Tripping.
It's rare.
Do you know the triangle is predicated around getting the ball out your hands, right?
Yes.
Mike wasn't doing that shit in the fourth quarter. He was doing what the fuck he do.
He was getting it in his spot and going to work.
And you know how he
in his spot? Did the triangle
bringing that shit up? The point guard wasn't even a point guard. But point guard was playing the two guard when he was. Come on,
no. Because it's the same. Listen, it's the same thing. If you go back and watch a lot of them games, and I really gotta go to the bathroom, so we gonna end it on this note. Right. If you really go watch those games. The same thing we're giving Scottie Pippen credit for. He was a point forward. Scottie Pippen did the same thing in that offense that Steve Kerr did.
He didn't.
Time out. Let me finish. Let me finish.
Scottie ran over.
Time out. Scottie Pippen brung the ball up to the 3-point line. He called the play. He passed it to an initial person, and then he went about his business. Okay,
so with that being said, you just said Scottie did the same thing as Kerr, right? No.
Yes.
Okay.
And I said everybody gives Scottie credit for being a Scott.
Excuse me. You said Scottie did the same thing as Kerr, right?
Right.
But you also just said Scottie did not run the offense, right? All right. We gonna end the show on that note.
Yeah, because but I also did say that everybody say that Scottie is a point forward, right?
So was Anthony Mason, but he didn't run our offense.
What I'm saying is Scottie Pippen, the same thing you say Scottie Pippen is a point forward for, coming up in a triangle offense, bringing the time out.
Do you know what a point forward does?
Yeah.
What do they do?
They facilitate like a point guard.
Point forward grabs the ball and runs the floor. That doesn't mean you're fucking run off. Point forward grabs the rebound and runs. Anthony Mason, Charles Barkley, guys like that. That's
bullshit.
A point forward.
Grant Hill was a point forward and he ran the offense. That's bullshit.
No, Grant Hill wasn't the same guy as Charles Barkley.
Grant Hill was a point forward. They started putting Grant Hill at the power forward. He would, no matter, grab the rebound. If we're setting the offense, Grant Hill ran the offense and all that.
So
he ran pick and roll.
Did that type of shit?
No.
Exactly,
listen to what I'm trying to. Listen.
What are you trying to say about Kerr?
Steve Kerr. I mean, let's take.
What offense did he ever run?
Time out. Let's take Grant Hill. Let's take Steve Nash. Let's take Jason Kidd. Those type guys. They ran John Stockton. They ran pick and roll, pick and pop. So that's how they facilitated on offense. Dudes like Scottie Pippen and all those guys, they came up, ran in a play, called the play, passed it to whoever they passed it to, and they continued to roll about their business in the play. It's the same thing. They're not running pick and roll. They're running an offense.
So nobody ran the offense on Chicago?
You
did say that 5 minutes ago.
What I said is Scottie Pippen brings the ball up. He gets to the 3-point line. He passes it to whoever the next guy is in the triangle, and he rotates about the same way that Steve Kerr did.
Did you not say nobody ran the offense?
Nobody, yes.
So how the fuck did Steve Kerr run the offense? And if nobody ran the offense in Chicago,
I guess, bro. I guess. But you're still not talking about Cleveland. We're going to end on that note, but I'm still talking. You still ain't mentioning Cleveland. You keep trying to talk about Chicago.
1 minute in Cleveland. Come on.
No, he did. Yo, people, we got to go. The Patron is getting to me. I might need an Uber. Vito might need an Uber. He trying to confuse me. He a slickster. But as always, we appreciate everybody for tuning in. Keep showing us love on social media. Keep commenting. Keep giving us some topics and all that. As always, I'm your boy Brown. To the left of me, I got
Vito.
As always, people, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell everybody. Keep it a C note. We'll holla at y'all. I'm out.
Shit. This is what I'm feeling like. Da 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 da. Let me tell you what I'm feeling like.